I'm trying to speak on the issue of compassionate economy, I would begin with a very simple way of explaining it, and that is Mahatma Gandhi's talisman to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. When asked by Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi said that if you are going to formulate or frame a policy or making any decision, make sure that the last person of society, the poorest of the poor you have ever seen in your life, should feel comfortable, should feel smiling, and be protected. So the economic policies and the political decisions must be guided and driven by the well-being of the last person of society. I'm not using compassion as a religious or spiritual connotation. It is something which is needed in politics, in society, in religions, and economy as well. It is not just sympathy to be sympathetic for others, neither it's empathy. Sympathy when you feel the suffering of others and have some concern. And empathy is much more deeper. That is feeling for the suffering of others as your own suffering. But the nucleus or the solution lies in compassion, means when you feel the suffering of others as your own suffering, with a desire and drive to act, to elevate that suffering, to end that suffering, makes you a compassionate person. And in terms of economy, if we are able to imbibe this value of compassion in making our economic decisions now, it would not only help in addressing the humanitarian crisis and the crisis of civilization, but it will also help in ensuring that the inclusive development does not fall off track. I was the part of the discussions and negotiations while the Sustainable Development Goals were being framed. And they are not simply the guiding principles. They are not simply the pieces of paper. They have a very strong resolve and commitment of the international community to sustain people, planet, prosperity, and peace altogether. And the most important is that it has two strong elements. One is the economic imperative of development. Means if you are going to invest in education, health, if you are going to invest in stopping child marriages or violence against children, if you are going to address the problems of marginalized and indigenous people, then it has its own economic gain. So investment in development has a very clear economic gain and economic return. And the second important factor in SDGs is in a strong imperative of human rights. That was not the case in Millennium Development Goals. And when we talk of human rights, they are again not simply some sort of preaching or guiding principles. They are achievable goals. They are achievable commitments which we have made over the years, and we have learned out of several disasters and difficulties and catastrophes to protect the human rights as the part of humanity and dignity of human beings. So we have been working and raising this issue that the most marginalized sections of society anywhere in the world must not be left out in this crisis as well as the post-COVID-19 era.